Opinion Virginia shows little evidence this March will be different from past failures. Charlotte The look began to set in with about 7 minutes to go. You know the look, maybe well gather again in Minneapolis in 3 weeks and reassess Florida State 69, Virginia 59 in Friday's ACC semifinals as a blessing for a team that perhaps needed a little adversity heading into the NCAA tournament. But for now, it bears an all-too-familiar resemblance to every March meltdown that has belied Virginia's ascent as one of the nation's preeminent programs and casts unexpected doubt on whether this season will end any differently than all the others. We cut down the nets in the ACC tournament last year and didn't like the way our season ended, Cavaliers guard Ty Jerome said, referring to Virginia's infamous loss to number 16 seed UMBC in this exact same building. This isn't the end, bubble watch. It's unlikely Virginia's performance against the Seminoles will cost them a number 1 seed. At 29th, at the same time, it wasn't exactly an endorsement of the popular notion that this is Virginia's best chance under Tony Bennett to make the Final Four and that this team's elite-level offensive numbers would serve as a safeguard against an embarrassing early round upset. When we're right and we're efficient offensively and hard to score against, we play at a very high level, Bennett said. These guys have been, however, within the context of Bennett's previous March arsenal, watching this team struggle so badly Friday against Florida State's roster of NBA-level athletes could only inspire anxiety and dread. Often it's mental. But with Virginia, in a tournament where talent transcends the deeper it goes, the burden of proof is on Virginia to show that its defense-first structure still matters when it needs a plan B. Part of what supposedly makes this Virginia team different is the presence of Guy, a tough shot maker who can score it from anywhere, and a next-level athlete on the wing like Hunter, who got hurt in the ACC tournament last year and was sorely missed in the UMBC shocker. But against Florida State, a team that can throw a bevy of 6'9" and 6'10" bodies onto the front court along with several lanky wing defenders, Virginia struggled to finish at the rim and shot just 5 for 24 from the three-point line. Guy's effectiveness, with about 7 minutes left and trailing by double digits, the cumulative effect of trying to score on all that length seemed to finally crack Virginia when Jerome and guard Kihei Clark both clanked layups off the bottom of the rim. And suddenly, now, Bennett has a week to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. You take the hand that's dealt and you make the most of it, he said. I wanted these guys, regardless of Virginia enters March once again as a marked program. When the NCAA, this article originally appeared on USA Today.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.